Hi everybody, Brianne here. So what I wanted to talk to you about today was some really great tips for avoiding interruptions when you work from home. So many times there are so many of us that have questions about what's the best way to really focus when I'm working from home. People are worried about distractions, whether it's from kids, it's from other people that may be living in your house, it's just from things that normally go on during the day. So I'm going to share some of my favorite tips for, really trying to combat those interruptions. So the first thing is pretty simple, pretty important. You really just want to set hours. Set that expectation right away and don't let people interrupt you during those hours. I think that's really critical. So if you are sitting down for a power hour or you're sitting down to block out a couple of hours of your time, you really want to set that expectation to the other people that may be in your house that this is my work time. I am not going to be bothered during this time. I'm not going to take calls. I'm not going to deviate off of what I need to do. I'm not getting up to answer the door. I'm not getting up to help with anything. This is really your time to focus on your business. So that's really important. The other thing is also very simple. My second tip, close the door. So many times we'll sit down in our office and leave that door open, and that's really where that open door policy kind of comes from. People kind of think that they'll have carte blanche to just pop their head in and say, hey, how you doing? How's your work going? And not realizing how distracting that can be. It's really important that when you go into your office, you shut that door, you focus on what you're doing for the next hour or the next 2 hours or however long that time that you have blocked out is. You don't want to allow people to really kind of come in and disrupt you and think that it's okay for that to happen because you wouldn't go to their job and disrupt them. You need to make sure that you set that expectation right away that they don't come in to bother you. So on that note, that brings me to tip number 3. You don't want to send any kind of mixed signals to people that may be around while you're working from home. If you are working one evening and your spouse is home, just as you don't want your spouse to start popping his head in and say, hey, how was your day? This and that. You at the same time don't want to say, oh, I can't talk to you. And then 30 seconds later you go, hey, look at what I found on YouTube. Come look at this. Because that really opens the door for them to say, well, if you interrupted yourself from working, why can't I just pop my head in? And that really takes away from your focus and takes away from what you're really trying to accomplish by having that power hour to get your stuff done. My next tip is if you're like me and you can't work when there's other stuff going on around you, get a set of headphones. Use your earbuds to put music on or play quietly, play quiet music for you to help focus on. Or, get those big over-the-ear headphones, get some noise-canceling headphones. Those really send that message that I am focused. I do not want to be bothered right now. That's a great thing. The next thing is, and I actually mentioned this in another one of my videos because it's super exciting to me. So what I like to do is because I do so much business on Facebook, there is something that you can use for Google Chrome. It is a plugin and it is called Feed Killer. So if you search for this on Google, it's this great little plugin that you can use that if you try to sign on to Facebook, your newsfeed is completely gone. So I can get into Facebook to just check my messages. I cannot get sucked into that Facebook scroll, and really kind of make the most of my time. Super, super important. And take breaks. Make sure that, every half hour or so you're taking, a 3 or 5 minute break, whether it's just to get up and get a drink, walk around the house, stick your head outside and get some fresh air for a minute or two. You really kind of want to give your brain that break and kind of get right back into it. Don't take too much time because it'll be harder to get back into once you sit down. But get up, walk around, stretch for a second, grab a drink of water, and sit back down. Those breaks will help you be so much more productive through the rest of your day as you're working. And my last tip is, I think, kind of simple too. Get out of your living room. Make sure that you have an office space to really focus, to really have someplace to kind of hang your hat, do your paperwork, have everything in one spot so that you're not sitting on your living room couch trying to work with stuff scattered all over the place, or you haven't kind of commandeered your dining room table. You have your area that's reserved for your business and your work only. And whether you do it or don't, try to get out of the house a couple of days a week, even if you just go to the library, go to a coffee house, or even like a Panera. Just to get out of the house for a little bit, get a change of scenery, learn how to focus somewhere else for a little while. I think it's really helpful. Plus, you never know who you're going to meet. It's a great way to meet people that may be interested in your business. You're kind of killing two birds with one stone there. Those are some of my foolproof tips. I hope that you enjoy them. So be sure to share some of your tips below and have a great day.